by MM, which is Misery Mire, and TR, which is Turtle Rock, are representative of the spell medallions that we will be finding throughout the game. And we'll find out which medallions we need to open up those 2 dungeons, but we are off and we are error.
Having an error at the start, I don't know if that's a good thing, but at least for those that like safety plays, we are starting with a piece of heart. 4 of those get you another heart container.
And for those who don't know the I am error joke, it's from a really odd translation from Zelda to the Adventure of Link. Oh, and we got our first map check, and looks like we got some crystal action going on in the Light World tonight.
That is correct. With Desert Palace being a red crystal, we call this a pyramid crystal. It is either crystal 5 or crystal 6, but it doesn't matter. 2 red crystals get us access to a later location, and
wow,
ooh.
the bow! That is a monster find this early in the game. No, and we also get a neat little arrow refill while we were at it. Was it a refill or just an initial fill? But still, that's a huge find.
An initial fill of 30 arrows if you get the bow from Uncle. Now, I have some good memories with the last Standard Seed that I played on Restream, and some bad ones as well, but having the bow this early, you can basically take a safer approach. You don't have to get up close and personal, you can just aim and shoot.
And on top of that, it also makes Eastern Palace fully clearable, which is fantastic. Yes, it's mildly out of logic because there's some dark rooms, but I don't think any of these 4 runners have any issue running any dark rooms at all. Certainly not the Eastern Palace ones.
Alright, there are 3 treasures in the front portion of the escape sequence, and we're starting with another piece of heart. This may end up being a healthy seed.
Which is both good and bad for our runners because, again, it's all by the end of the game, it really comes down to execution, and anybody who's going to win the restream like this, their execution is going to typically be quite solid. So we have GFV, we have Relkin, we have Idiom almost neck and neck here. Let us see what we will acquire. Just another $20. Well, rupees or buckaroos or whatever currency you feel like giving it today. Either way, it's an annoying red crystal looking thing because it's the most common item in the game, and we see it over and over again when we're trying to find other things.
Be thankful this isn't Ocarina of Time Rando, where you will be seeing a bunch of blue rupees, also known as bloopies.
Well, the bow making short work of Zelda's guard. What is she protecting today?
Ah, the sewer key.
And I don't think we've seen the map yet, so we're still on the lookout for a castle burrito.
But keep in mind, note the HUDs on the top of everyone's screens here. Only Etium has managed to pick up bombs, most likely from a random enemy drop. I did notice Link to the Past trying to destroy all the soldiers hoping for bomb drops, but I don't think he was successful.
Oh, well, the good news is there's lots to farm in the sewers between the ropes and the rats. So odds are pretty good, and with a healthy supply of arrows, I don't think we'll have too much trouble finding bombs.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, again, for those who are new, there are 3 chests behind a bombable wall, and our runners really don't want to have to make their way back here to do that check later on. So if we can get bombs, and GFE just got to pick up a bombs there, they can do that check and not have to return.
Relkin unsuccessful at getting bombs so far.
And same with Link to the Past, Ken. But again, the castle, it's still early. There's lots of baddies to destroy along the way.
But first, we've got to push this banister there.
A dramatic reading. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun with these kinds of things tonight, everybody. So strap in. It's going to be a fun ride, I think. So GFE just damage boosting through because they don't have to worry about any bombs. But you're going to see Relkin getting a magic refill, which Would be nice if only they had something to use it with, but no bombs yet.
You just spoke a little soon. That's one bomb drop. That's all we need.
And I also saw in Dark Cross we did get a full heart container, which is always nice this early in the seed to get.
Well, that came a little early. That's normally at the end of the escape, but apparently it got placed in the middle today.
Well, love wherever we can find it.
But something we love more than a heart container is the potential for 3 good items. What is inside this sideways passage over here?
More love, our map, and that's very useful, that 300 rupee drop. That opens up a lot of options. Well, gets rid of a check for sure in Kakariko Village with the bottle merchant, where we'll need to spend 100 rupees to probably get 20 rupees in return, but still, it's an important check.
Also, Link
go
to the
ahead.
Past did get the bombs.
Fantastic. So GFE, the first of our restreamers to finish the escape sequence and pick up the last item in Sanctuary.
And today it is... there's another one for the counter.
One of these days we should have a tracker for how many red rupees are picked up, just so we can make a game out of it.
It's... well, there's always a max cap, admittedly. But...
yeah, but we're not checking every chest. Well, hopefully we're not checking... I keep saying that. No, we are hopefully checking every chest. It's always much more fun when we have an oops, I hundoed.
This is where we may be in slight disagreements. Also, speaking of slight, we have slight route divergences going on here. NTM already going to the Lost Woods.
Not bothering with the lumberjack check. Well, let's keep our eyes open and see. Well, we're getting some bloopies dropped from the trees. And in the mushroom location, little bit of stuff. Oh, we have a medallion.
That was Quake.
Oh my, this could be a big problem, also known as awesome.
That depends on who you're speaking to.
As a commentator, I love Oops All Dungeons.
Well, as a commentator, it depends on what time I'm commentating.
True that. Well, looking in chat, one of our trackers is saying, please no rupee tracking. And speaking of our amazing trackers, already I just want to get started by thanking our incredible trackers who are helping us out tonight. Tonight we're being tracked by Cataclysm and The Meter. A ginormous thank you to those two, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do our jobs very well. So you make the stream happen. Thank you so much.
Alright, let's see what Blind's Hut has. We have, well, there's your bloopy. There's 10 more bloopies. There's a boot worth a lot of bloopies. And the other types of footwear for even more.
Wow, that's really kind, especially as we might have to do all dungeons. Wow, that's a phenomenal find in Blind's hideout.
And that means the library is immediately accessible.
Probably for 20 rupees, but still, it's worth a hope.
Alright, what is in the... Whoa!
Wow, game! You won't... Well, it might be an early bedtime after all here, Wolfman.
That's the magic mirror. That's going to be... Oh my... And the
bottle!
Wipe everything out.
And we have enough rupees to do a Zorich. Wow. Okay, game. Thanks.
And the bottle vendor was, you know, just a 50 rupee ripoff, not an 80, which is... I don't get this anymore.
I think Wolfman 2000 is broken. Please send help.
I mean, I've been broken plenty of times on commentary, but look at this.
Wow.
We received a bunch of money already throughout Kakariko. We're already loaded out on a lot of travel gear. We gained some more bombs.
Thanks, game. Well, of course you know what this means. Ice Rod's nowhere to be found.
We don't even know if we need the ice rod yet. We don't know where any of the pendants are.
That's true. We don't know what they are. We do know where one of the pendants is located, though, which could present a cool wrinkle.
We do know where one of them's located?
And a hammer! Oh my goodness, on library! Man! So the only question is, where's Moon Pearl?
That's not the only question. Where's Power Glove? Wait, that's the cave of
Samaria! What? Are you kidding me? Wow.
Let this be known, we did not generate the seed here, folks.
Wow. This is unreal. We haven't even checked South Shore yet. We haven't done Hype Cave. Well, I'm pretty sure we're looking at a Tripe Cave at this point. Wow. So we've got an attack level 3 offensive item. Access to both completable turtle rocks. Well, not totally completable, but large amounts of turtle rock, misery mire when we get flute and access to it if we need it. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. So, question in chat was, where was Samaria? It was at the end of Dig Game.
Race game.
Race game. Why is it? You know what? That's the Dark World version. I know my Dark World and Light World.
This seed is already throwing us topsy-turvy. It's okay if we're getting thrown off.
And you know what? Go ahead.
Speaking of throwing off, we're just throwing off the rocks at Sanctuary Bunk Rocks.
Okay. For $20.
That's
bringing it better.
Yeah, bringing back to normal.
I do want to tell everybody, I keep a paper beside me to help track where we found everything. And by Samaria, I did write race game. I swear to you, I totally said race game on my notes. I promise.
I type my notes, but I've also misread them before. So I get it.
Idiom in the meantime, going to find out where Quake is. No swords to do some sword slash of rage, but oh my. Meanwhile, we got Relkin making their way to the dam and the South Shore checks. Let's see what kind of luck the game wants to give us now.
Well, with the magic mirror, we only have to enter once for both of these checks because of a special glitch. Just push the block, use the mirror, but while it's being pushed, and ta-da! Block is gone.
That's the first glitch I think everybody learns, but it's still so fun.
Just don't use it in a dungeon.
That's true. Well, the block will disappear, but so will you. Meanwhile, we do have some race divergence. We have GFE going to Old Man and looking in Sasha's closet, getting the power gloves. Well, you were asking where the power gloves? There they are. Old Man's hiding them.
Well, that gives us not Dark World access, but it does let a sequence break up Death Mountain.
It does indeed, but we have Relkin doing mini Moldorm Cave, GFE beelining it, Idiom right behind, straight to Eastern. I kind of don't blame them. It's a crystal dungeon that they can both finish.
And the rewards for mini Moldorm Cave. Oh, there's our sword and ether.
Game, my goodness. I can't write fast enough to keep up with all of this.
Copy and paste. That's how I'm able to keep up, barely.
That's awesome.
And already we're good. And as Etium has a sword, okay, GFE just picked up a map at the start. We're not far behind yet.
No, not yet, but we got our Ice Rod Cave check here by Relkin. Link to the Paskin going to get their Samaria. Amazingly, nobody fake flippering. Can't really blame them, though, considering how much is in logic.
Well, also, there's no need to fake flipper. We have
when you have the real flippers. You see, I'm not used to actually having the real ones this early in a seed.
Kind of amazing.
Like, we haven't even had 15 minutes of this, and just, wow, our trackers, I feel terrible for your clicking fingers here, because you've been working overtime, but Relkin doing a water walk anyway.
There's another sword on Lake Hylia Island.
Oh. Well, good thing we got a mirror.
we need the Moon Pearl in order to get to that location, I think. Either that or I don't know. Also, I missed what that first check was in Eastern, and Fire Rod near Misery Mire. Oh
Okay,
boy.
Oh boy, indeed. But I will tell you that the first check was just a heart container. It wasn't a heart piece. It wasn't anything important.
Thank you.
And compass inside a big chest. Old Hobo was giving out a whole lot of Hobo love, the best kind of love. And Relkin looks like they're going to do the Zora. We're going to get the Waterfall Fairy and Zora play. GFE in the Dark Room. Link to the Paskin doing Cell Shore. My eyes are crossed.
Be thankful this isn't a Crossroad Key Sanity match. Oh!
And we get our flute, so we don't have to make our way up Death Mountain any other way. We can just zip there ourselves.
And the bottle reward at the Waterfall of Wishing? Green Potion. In the meantime, Link to the Past Ken is thinking about...
Probably doing an Agina check.
Yeah. And the Zora ledge is just 20 rupees. But what does the king have?
Are we going to get value or are we going to get a life lesson? The fish of Wall Street will decide. We have Idiom, again, not too far behind doing the Zora checks. And love for sale. Meanwhile, GFE having fun in the dark rooms without a sword to be able to guide them. Because they didn't do Mini Moldorm Cave. Now, Wolfman, did you see what was in Agina?
Nothing important. I want to say maybe it was 20 rupees, but it may have been 5. Either way, Link to the Past Kin is leaving the area. Probably going to check out what's on the desert ledge.
It's funny, the Beatles said you can't buy me love. Apparently you can for 500 rupees.
Oh! There's, I don't know if you would call it a zonk or a whammy, but that's one of the 2 single green rupees available. We're not picking it up.
Well, unless you had 499 rupees and really wanted to find out what Zora had and just had no other way to do it. Well, GFE zipping through Eastern. Oh, we have our first flute activation by Idiom. So the goose is loose, the duck is amok, the Audubon is off the lawn. Come on, chat, you can do better than that.
Idiom and Relkin are taking off, but Jiffy has the Titan's mitts!
Wow. Game. You're killing us tonight.
So keep in mind, those Titan mitts are lamp locked.
That is true. So where is Lamp?
Somewhere,
I'm gonna guess Death Mountain. I would guess Death Mountain.
It has to be on Death Mountain. Or somewhere that leads from Death Mountain, because that's where only checks are.
That is true. Relkin having probably an easier time because they do have a sword. Now, why would they manually go up when they do have the flute? We got another sword!
What happened there, Relkin fluted a 1 and then went backwards to get the old man.
I missed that part. Sorry, I was watching a different stream. Of course that's why he would do that. That'd be a lot easier.
But here's the thing, Chad is already hoping that we may see Aganim be taken out. Wait, was that just... Did I just see Silvers on top of Spectacle Rock?
Yes, you did see Silvers on top of Spectacle Rock. This is outrageously amazing. And we're gonna get our hint by another 20 bucks. What are we getting today? What are we learning about on Deathmatch? Dark Container requires... Well, thanks, game. That's really... Yeah, I'm with Relkin. I mean, I know they're lining up to do it, but a few Rage Slashes for a pointless hint. Oh!
And falls. Alright.
That's actually one of the harder bomb jumps to do. It's a very tricky one to line up.
And ATM going to Eastern Palace, if he completes it, there's another set of sequence broken Titans mitts. But, I mean, this seed is just giving us everything right now. Let me take another look at that.
No, your eyes did not deceive you. They're still working. We got silvers, which is going to make short work of pretty much everything we encounter now.
And, oh, Green Pendant, Turtle Rock, Swamp Palace is the other pyramid. Skullwoods and Ice Palace are our other pendants.
Oh. Well, the only thing we have to find out is what opens Misery Mire. As long as it's not Quake, this could be a very early night.
But for now, let's see how much we struggle with Tower of Hera.
Well, that's nice to see. A nice early big key. Makes life a lot easier unless there's something horrifying in the basement. A compass needs fire and well, now we know we don't need the basement.
Even the hints want to be nice to us.
I'm trying to build suspense here, game. You're not doing me any favors here.
This is what happens when you sometimes want to commentate with me, because I understand wanting longer games, but I also run this on occasion. I feel for the runners. I understand that they need to have some frustrations, but at the same time, it's a balancing act.
Of
And
course
right now the balance is heavily shifting towards the runner's favor.
And interesting, a unique item requires the bomb, but I think we've probably gotten one or two of those already.
I've lost track.
Well, there's the basement key, which we totally don't need, so there's just one more item on Moldor itself. Link to the Past can going to get some arrow upgrades, opting not to bother getting the bomb upgrade, though.
Oh, both Ether and a sword were bomb locked, so let's keep that in mind.
So the hint was just giving us something we already knew.
Potentially.
So meanwhile, we've got Relkin taking on the troll. Oh, getting bonked a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, playing a dangerous game. Holding our breath. Ah, there we go. Down goes the troll.
And the other reward? 20
predictable.
rupees.
Oh, the game isn't that nice. So meanwhile, we've gotten a few of our runners getting some of their first crystals.
Yep, Relkin has one. ATM is about to get one. GFE already has one. It may not be marked yet. But I know GFE has one already.
Well, this is going by way too quick.
Alright, back of Hookshot Cave, we don't care. And taken.
And Spiral Cave. Spiral Cave. I need you to do the next line, my friend.
Oh, Relkin's going through Spiral Cave.
I need your help, I'm blanking. No, stage right! Stage right! Look out! Well done, Spiral Cave to get 50 bucks. Oh, that was the most pathetic thing I've ever done. I am so sorry, chat.
It's okay, it's okay.
But down goes Trolldorm for GFE, getting their 20 bucks and another crystal. Relkin doing the standard, using the mirror to get nice and quick through the bottom part of Paradox Cave. Unfortunately, the stuff we found in Spiral Cave was not good enough tonight. We do get an armor upgrade, though.
Yeah, but that's in Paradox.
I know, I'm trying to...
It's okay,
You're no fun anymore!
Ooh, me or Phantom Ryu?
Either of them.
Gee, thanks, there's the Moon Pearl!
And we still haven't gotten that lamp yet. Blue boomerang and the single arrow. Where's lamp? Interesting.
Give me a moment. Let's put those values in. That.
Well, we could we could do front of pod. Because we do have the Moon Pearl, we do have arrows, we do have Power Glove, we do have Hammer.
This does open up pretty much, the general majority of Dark World. Speaking of Dark World, note where ETM is, and Meyer needs Ether. So when
Ladies
ETM
and gentlemen, Aga, R.I.P.
Maybe.
Odds are. I know there could be an item in TR, and we don't know what TR needs, but...
It's more, we're still missing a hookshot, but, well, there's your fire rod.
And locking out the other item.
So we'll get it again. So we may want to explain what ETM did to access this, because note that ETM doesn't have a Moon Pearl. Also book.
Wow. So please do explain, though.
Okay, so ETM doesn't have a Moon Pearl, but did have a Magic Mirror. Basically, if you use the Magic Mirror on the same frame that you enter a screen, you get to basically, well, use items inside. It's your state's messed up. Effectively, you become Super Bunny!
Which is the namesake of the cave in Dark World, Super Bunny Cave. Which, speaking of Super Bunny Cave, GFE, thank you so much for that incredible segue.
Super Bunny Cave, Super Bunny Cave. No, it doesn't work well.
Too many syllables. So, here's a question. What do we need for Go Mode at this point?
Hookshot, primarily.
Will that be it? I mean, assuming we don't need Turtle Rock, we have every other thing we need. We have enough to we just need Hookshot for Swamp. We don't need to do Skullwoods. Thieves Town, we're already equipped to do. Mire, we could beat now. Save finding the lamp. Wow, that's really scary that we're not even 30 minutes in. But there's that pod check that I was talking about a little earlier with Relkin.
And, Turtle Rock does require Quake. So here's the question. Do we need the hookshot, or do we need Turtle Rock for the hookshot? And for those actually trying to keep up with logic, which has basically been thrown out the window, where's the lantern? And GFE, are you seriously thinking about hovering?
Yes, they are. Eden, by the way, is inside of Desert, by the by. Not finding anything of value in the front side of it that I can see.
No, I didn't see anything worthwhile in Desert either.
But we do have the backside with our boss and our crystal. And Desert is one of the 5/6 crystals as well.
However, because Swamp Palace is also a 5/6 crystal, the Pyramid Fairy that they both unlock, they can't have hookshot.
Indeed. Well, GFE looks like they're making a run to a Hype Cave. Can't blame them.
Well, it could also just be a front dive to, get everything. To get everything and then possibly vanilla chest in Swamp Palace, but no.
We're doing Hype Cave. Come on, we're doing a Hype Cave. All right, everybody, let's get ready to rate. First check we have is Lot of Love. Check number 2, 20 bucks. Blueberries, Little Love. There's the lamp!
And that puts everything back into logic. So for the logical fix, I give that Hype Cave a 6 out of 10.
I concur. 6 is exactly the integer I would use.
But in the meantime, I haven't really noticed Relkin getting anything worthwhile in Palace of Darkness.
Nothing yet, but Edium just taken down Lanmola and getting their crystal up there.
Nothing worthwhile in Desert.
No, just the crystal. And nothing so far in the dark rooms of Pod. Interesting. So we're just on the hunt for that hookshot.
Yeah. Which is, it's It's just interesting to see. Oh, speaking of interesting, note what Relkin is setting up.
Oh, are we gonna get a bomb yump? This is a double pixel perfect trick. Oh, nearly getting a GFE, by the way, doing that front side check you were talking about. Edium doing a checkerboard check here. Getting the hook shot at 30 minutes on the dot!
Oh my.
Wow! 30 minutes on the dot. Edium is in go mode. Could we have a sub hour?
I need to double check Etium's sword. We need Master Sword minimum. No, Etium is not in go mode yet.
No, we're in no mode. We are in no mode. Oh, so close. But still, we just have to get to Mini Moldorm Cave or get the old man on the mountain. That's all we need.
Or we could go to Lake Hylia Island at this point, but...
But what's Edium doing? Does Edium not know?
I think he was just checking some of the early stuff, but no, he's going now.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, assuming all goes the way that we plan it, we're gonna get one of the fastest seeds I think I've ever seen on a stream. I don't think I've ever seen anybody sub 35 go moding.
You want to know what's funny? The last race I ran was basically in a similar situation. And the sad part is I squandered my lead.
Oh no! Sorry, that was also a commentary on you, and also Link the Paskin taking a fall from Moldorm.
Unfortunate on all counts.
But at 31 minutes and 39 seconds, I can now officially say Edium is in 100% no nonsense go mode. The question is, do they realize this? Like, oh, we're getting the silvers check because they have the mirror now to get it.
But Etium, the silver check is at the top. Remember, Etium needs the pearl.
Oh no, Edium doesn't have pearl yet? Man, I keep miscalling that. What the heck?
You are just excited to see such a fast go mode.
I've never seen such a fast thing. Oh my gosh, we still don't have moon pearl. This is ridiculous.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I know they're making their way to Paradox. They're making their way to Paradox.
And Relkin managed to get through the turtle room in pod without any fire source, already facing off against Helmasaur King.
Or as my kids love to call him, Dino Kitty. Meanwhile, with GFE doing the swamp dive, unfortunately, we know that's not the right answer.
And Bugnet on Ether Tablet.
Oh, goodness.
And, well, there's the big key at the, almost vanilla spot.
But unfortunately, that's gonna be near where GFE's journey into swamp's gonna end. Am I allowed to also laugh about the fact that Moon Pearl is our go mode item?
Well, if you wanted to be super technical, we are supposed to have the lantern, but we know ATM probably knows their dark rooms.
Exactly, and let's face it, they're going to be go-moding most of this. This is incredible.
And 50 rupees in Spiral Cave. There, we finished it about 10 minutes late.
Dang. Well, at least we were 30 minutes on the nose for no modes. I do feel okay about that. I'm sorry for getting so excited, but wow, I have never seen a jet seed quite like this.
I played one like this, and it's just kind of nice to see it on the other end here.
And you're kind of rooting for them to go, what, just, you know, the elation that the runners are going to feel when they nail that really early go mode. Meanwhile, Edium getting the hammer out, ready to smack the tail of Moldorm. And remember, the hammer does do tempered sword damage, so 3 strikes is all it takes, and you're out. And that was blink and you miss it. Getting their 3rd crystal. Wow. Still can't believe Pet is dead. Aga 1 is dead.
Yeah, that's how this seed is going today.
It just happens.
And yes, Phantom Ryu, Uncle had the bow today.
So meanwhile, we're watching Edium's screen with bated breath to get into go mode, but we get one more shot of Spiral Cave, Spiral Cave. Edium's in Spiral Cave.
We know it has just some junk. Our chances of treasure here are sunk. Look out! ATM's in Spiral Cave.
You see, that was satisfying. That was immensely satisfying. Sorry to any of the admins who hate us, but you know what? Here's what and my response to that would be...
Okay, Face Beast, that's pushing it. That is pushing it.
Anyway, let's see what's going on. We got Link to the Paskin warping around to look for, I guess, just something. They have not done Eastern yet, so no surprise that they're heading there. GFE doing a pyramid check, which we know is going to get something interesting.
The pyramid ledge is available.
No, but I'm saying it'll be something. Not saying it's going to be of anything of worth, because we know what that... I was not watching, because Edium is now finally, officially at some point in the 37th minute of our game in go mode. No, 36:55. Finally, jeez, there it is. It's good. We have it. It's go mode. There are no questions. It is.
Again.
It is go mode. It is go mode. It is absolutely go mode. Stop talking. It's go mode. We're good.
Remember, if ETM forgets how to do Misery Mire Dark Rooms, it's not go mode.
Oh, I'm sure Edium knows dark rooms. Don't take this away from me.
Hold on a second. GF... Okay, it's not every day I see someone head to the Dark World shopping mall.
What?
We are going to see the rare dev room hint.
What? Oh, well, that's really unfortunate, because they already checked Swamp Palace.
Wow! The one time I see it checked, and it proved absolutely useless.
Well, Edium making a beeline to Thieves Town. Cannot say I blame them. You're going to see no checks here. Relkin making short work of Armos Knights with Silver Arrows. GFE doing the Ice Rod Cave check. Link to the Paskin going into Eastern Palace. Again, my eyes are crossed. We got 4 divergent runners, but only one of them is giving us anything of use right now, because they are in full go mode.
And yet we still have to check the front of Thieves Town in order to find that big key.
And it's probably going to be in the vanilla location, meaning the very last chest we check.
And... Okay, Link to the Past, Ken, I don't blame you for that, but how did that arrow somehow go through those, slimes?
Well, that's because this game is one of the most well-programmed games in SNES history. So, Edium did get the key, but just opting to do that final check because it's not that far out of the way. And yes, Professor Render, we are in go mode after a few false starts on my part.
It's okay.
We were at 30 minutes for no mode, 36:55 official go mode for Edium. This is just a how fast can we execute this scene.
And right now, ETM is executing beautifully while GFE is about to learn,
$20 from angry people.
And a hook shot was at Checkerboard Cave, Math Girl 718. And believe me, chat, a number of us are excited and confused about this type of go mode seed here. Again, I played a seed like this a few months ago. I get the feeling. Admittedly, I squandered the lead, but right now Etium is not squandering it. This is how you do this.
Well, we're getting a useless fetch quest, but that could play to fake powder glitch, maybe?
I don't think Etium's going to worry about that. However, that may throw our runners off.
That's true. Well, for all of like 15 seconds, because we do have a flute to do that check very quickly.
But then you have to decide whether you fake powder or not. That's a whole separate.
That's true
question.
for magic bat. Oh, thank goodness we still have hypotheticals. I was getting worried I didn't have anything to add.
It's all good, Base Beast. It's all good.
Oh, it is. And speaking of all good, Etium just making mincemeat of Thieves Town, grabbing the free bombs on the way out. And we're gonna get... We're even avoiding Ice Palace today. Wow. And Turtle Rock. We're avoiding two of the worst, longest dungeons to have to deal with. We're gonna go mode... we don't even have... We're gonna go mode Swamp Palace. We're gonna deal with... We don't have to touch Skull with... This is gonna... Wow. We're gonna go to bed real early tonight.
And... Ah, dang it, we went so fast I missed what Blind said. I normally report on Blind's pun of the day, and I had missed it.
It's my fault, I take full responsibility, but following the script, Etium taking down Blind. We got GFE activating their flute.
And Link to the Past probably heading to Hype Cave.
Definitely can't blame them for that. The
now,
smart play given the end they have.
Now, considering all the dungeons you've talked about, there is one that was kinda left out, Misery Mire. We don't know where that big key is, and we know it's in one of 6 locations. We just hope it's, not on left side. At least if we want, like, the pure go mode experience.
That's true if you want a God mode Mire, but if it is, you won't get my did you know? You see, those 17 seconds that you wait for that cutscene are really long and boring. I have amassed a wide and diverse range of facts about Link to the Past development. And all sorts of neat little Easter eggs about it. So I'm happy to fill that time. So I am armed.
Glad to know you are prepared.
Oh, we gotta be, but Etium... preparing to go into... I'm sorry, you guys can hit me. I don't blame you. Preparing to go into Swamp Palace. And Link to the Past getting their lamp. Now, here's an interesting thought. Is Etium going to bother checking Hype Cave given the close proximity to Swamp? Because if so, then they would get their lamp and be in formal go mode.
I do not know, but either way, Relkin just got the hook shot, and so did GFE. I believe... Well, GFE is in formal go mode. Relkin, I know, can go through Misery Mire without lanterns, so...
And looks like they're about to as well.
And yeah, Etium not even bothering with second chest swamp. And oh! Will Relkin give us a treat? That is a frozen bird. And you know what some people like to do with frozen birds?
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. No! Denied the bird toss! No! Relkin, you cold-hearted monster! You didn't give the bird the burial at sea.
You do realize this is going to be one of the fastest seeds our runners are going to get. Do you really think they want to waste the 3 seconds to lift the bird and toss it in the swamp?
But it's the bird toss. Ugh, denied again. Meanwhile, it's lovely watching GFE and Relkin. They're almost on the screen for screen here. Let's find out if we get a God mode Mire here. What do we get? Relkin, let us know. No, we don't. We get a small key on GFE's side. So unfortunately, we got the first front side of the fireside checks. Well, GFE and Relkin swapping sides.
Alright, that's 2 checks down out of 6. While Etium... Oh, okay, Etium is going to check the sunken chests. And get to have magic out of it. Nice.
That's a nice quality of life. Admittedly, actually, I haven't been watching their screen. I've been watching the bottom two, so thank you, Wolfman, for keeping track of where we are.
Not a problem. And, oh, Link to the Pastkin is turning in the mushroom. Has to, wait. Link, you have to leave the screen and come back first.
Well, doing a little bit of shopping on the way.
Unless the mushroom wasn't picked up, I may have forgotten.
No, I don't think Link to the Pastkin's picked up the mushroom yet. I think that was a bit of a safety.
Relkin found the boss key.
Indeed, they did, without having me to share my facts. So we'll have to wait for another time. Because I was looking, Etium taking down Argus with some nice spin strats.
And which, that means the boss key is number 5. GFE is about to get it.
Ta-da! And Relkin, like you said, no problems. Well, having a little bit of trouble actually with this dark room. Come on, Relkin, buddy. There's the click.
No! The block was broken!
That dark room is really tough. It's sort of in the middle of... you don't get much in the way of help to find your way. Well, GFE, having the lamp, is going to have a much easier time. Meanwhile, we were blinking and missing. Etium taking down Argus. Now, not bothering to go to Hype Cape. If we've already got a mirror, they're noping out of there, and they're moving on.
I think Relkin is through the first big room. I can't tell. It's... Yep,
Yep,
there's
they are.
the crystal switch. But note that one heart... Anything will kill. Oh. Okay, almost anything will kill. Now down to half a heart.
Oh, yeah, the anti-fairies won't do quite enough.
Oh no, Link to the Pastkin may have mixed up the seed that he was playing. So what happened there? Link to the Pastkin talked to a storyteller. In entrance randomizer mode, such as Crossroad Keys Sanity, the storytellers can give hints for paying 20 bucks. In this case, those hints aren't turned on. You still get a health refill by talking to the storyteller, but no hint.
Etium also getting a great quality of life item here with the Bacon Sword. The jump from Master to Tempered, absolutely huge. That's going to make Ganon, between level 3 sword and silver arrows, it's going to be a walk in the park. Yeah, this is going to be a really fast, uber fast seed. Etium heading up to Pod, just looking for that big key to get the heck out of there. Now, if I recall earlier seeing Relkin doing Pod, it was a little ways away, so there's going to be quite a few checks in Pod first.
Alright, GFE and Relkin done with Misery Mire. And the Swampland looks a little bit better.
We have Etium getting ripped off by Kiki, who should just stick to running their delivery service.
Alright, while our runners are currently retracing their steps, please follow them because they are certainly giving us an entertaining show tonight here. ETM2, Link to the Pastkin, GFE_12, and Relkin96. Don't forget about my commentary partner, the Base Beast, and our trackers, Cataclysm and Zero Suit Meter,
who are both doing an incredibly large amount of work in an incredibly short time. I don't want to know how panicked they were while looking over this seed, because, wow, that was a lot of work to do in a really short period of time. Yeah, today definitely the trackers are doing all the hard work. We're just busy being gobsmacked.
That's one way of putting it. And the other part failing to do each other's bits.
But that's half the fun. So let's see what's going on here. GFE doing the backside of desert. We got Relkin about to enter swamp. We have Etium and Link to the Paskin both in pod. So for those who are just joining us, well, thanks for joining us. This was a phenomenal seed. Have a good night, everybody.
It's a little soon for that here.
So for those just joining us, we were in no mode at 30 minutes on the dot. We were in go mode about 5-6 minutes after that. So this has been a remarkably fast seed.
Yeah, I mean, just to give some of the highlights, Bo was
Everything.
on Uncle. Yes, everything. Bo was on Uncle, Silver Arrows on top of Spectacle Rock, Hook shot at Checkerboard Cave, which took a little bit to get.
And we had a very stacked Kakariko Village.
Yep, I'm just going in order here right now. So, Fire Rod was in Meyer's Shed, Ether was at Mini Moldorm Cave, Hammer was at the library, Flute at Waterfall of the Wishing. We didn't need that. Moon Pearl at Paradox Cave. Didn't need that. Race Game had the Cane of Samaria. Magic Mirror at the Well. Gloves at Eastern Palace and Sahasrarla's Closet. Boots also at Blind's Hut. Flippers at Blind's Hut. Swords at Mini Moldorm Cave. Old Man on the Mountain and Lake Hylia Island. And that's really all you care about. Well, okay, Lantern at Hype Cave as well, but you get the point.
And we found half magic in Swamp Palace. That's just the best thing I can add. Which Relkin is probably... No, Relkin's not even bothering to go south, so unfortunately they're going to pass up their quality of life, but at this stage I don't blame them.
And how often can we say that Thieves Town is going to be our 7th crystal?
That's fantastic. What an incredible seed. So we got 3 of our runners now in pod. Relkin about to make mincemeat out of Argus. Well, I guess sushi out of Argus. Either way, Argus is going down.
I don't know if I would actually want to eat the remains of Argus. That just sounds not appetizing.
Oh, come on. It's sort of an octopus. I guess you could make calamari.
Yeah, I stick to sea creatures that have both fins and scales.
Fair enough. What, you don't want sea creatures that have floating cloud weird explodey things? And that the sea creature can also jump 50 feet into the air?
No, that doesn't sound kosher.
That's true. As we were worrying about bacon swords. Anyway, we have...
That's why it's the tempered sword.
Again, I apologize to all of our viewers and the entire administrative staff at Speedruns Live and Speed Gaming Network.
Gaming!
And everybody. I'm apologizing to everybody and anyone, anywhere. I apologize to Koi, just because.
Koi is one of the many runners that is running this race as well, but we only have room for folks on here. Just to clarify that.
And we do thank all 4 of our runners for being on the restream. It's a really big deal to be on that restream. It takes a lot of guts. It takes to put yourself out there and to be viewed by the hundreds of people who do watch, our speedrunning community. It's phenomenal. Relkin, by the way, picking up their tempered sword.
And, right. With the Titan's mitts, we could just lift that rock and go in this way. While Etium... admittedly, Etium's gonna go through the rest of pod without a problem, but, Misery Mire's still gonna take a bit of time. Relkin does have the easier, time here.
And unfortunately, by not going into Hype Cave, Edium did not get their lamp.
And so while Turtle Room is easier to deal with the Fire Rod, Misery Mire is going to be a bit of a different story.
Well, putting the Misery in Misery Mire.
Yeah, Relkin experienced that, so the question is, will Etium have the same experience or worse? In the meantime, what did you say this was, Dino Kitty?
Yep, King Dino Kitty. Our Helmsaur King, 17 smashes to the mask. Yeah, not even bothering with silver arrows. It's much faster if you've got Tempered Sword just to give 4 quick slashes to the face. Life is good. Now, Link to the Pastkin doing, they're doing Pod with only Fighter Sword and not using any arrows for the mimics for a little while.
Well,
Having a little trouble with that.
You technically
There we go.
You technically only need arrows for the red ones.
But when you have Fighter Sword, it's significantly faster when you have silvers.
That is true.
Just again, it's all about speed at this point. So we're coming up on 1 hour, and Edium just has to finish Misery Mire, looks like.
That is correct. But
So-
Relkin, already halfway done.
Oh my, this is very fast. We have a very close race here. Edium might have been the first one to be in Gomo, but Relkin utterly decimating these dungeons.
Exactly.
Remember what I said earlier, it can often just come down to execution. You're looking at it.
So this is not going to be a sub 1 hour seed entirely, but as Night Shifter 30 just said, we might have access to the front door of Ganon's tower. Also, ETM may disappoint you again. No!
Yes! We get our bird toss! EDM already, I'm declaring the victor of the race.
I was surprised by that, to be honest, folks. I was expecting EDM to not do that.
I, on the other hand, have a wonderful sense of satisfaction and relief. Because now, all is right with the world.
Alright, triple boss action coming up, and there's Blind's pun of the day. A healed gambler is all better.
I hope it was worth it for you. Meanwhile, we blinked and missed it. Down goes GFE's Dino Kitty, exploding with far too many explosions to not add screen tearing. Why, Nintendo, did you have to add so many? And we've got synchronized crystals on our bottom 2 runners.
However, note the number. Relkin has 7 of them, and I think you know what that means.
Oh, I'm seeing a bunch of numbers showing up in chat, Wolfman.
Well, what happens here is our folks at home are guessing where the big key to Ganon's tower is located. There are 22 locations where it can possibly be. And so all you have to do is put in a number between 1 and 22, integers only, inclusive range, and I'll see if I can get us something special for the winner. So take over for a few seconds, okay?
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you my guess is always number 16 because I never seem to have any luck at getting an early Ganon's Tower key. Now, it'll be really interesting, given the way this seed has gone, how fast this is going to go. We also just had Link to the Pastkin getting their crystal from Pod. Edium making their way, they've got the big key, making their way to to the back of Misery Mire. GFE doing their thing in Thieves Town, and Relkin making their way up to the top of Death Mountain. Gonna go by way of the top of Turtle Rock, which sadly we did not have to see today. We've actually had an incredibly fast seed. No dips whatsoever needed in any of our pendant dungeons of Skullwoods, Ice Palace, or Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock giving us the access via Quake, which was located on Lumberjack Ledge, which would have been awesome because that would have given us an all dungeon seed, but the game decided, nope, you're going to have a quick night tonight.
Alright, speaking of quick, I have a few things to take care of quickly. First of all, thank you Xenoman2812 for your contribution to the Speed Gaming family. Second, if you want to see more races like this, potentially live, Speed Gaming Live is coming up October 24th through 27th in the Washington, D.C. area with tournaments for Link to the Past Rando, Ocarina of Time Rando, Mario Maker 2, with cash prize of $3,000 in the prize pool. Third of all, betting has ended.
And we are going a right side to Hope Room first. Let us see what we have. Our chest number 1 is nope. Chest number 2, oh my gosh, game! We just have to go left side to get a couple of small keys and we are underway. Holy good gravy. I didn't even get your guess, Wolfman, but it's kind of late. So look,
it's irrelevant.
And we do have we had a couple people guess 2 here. Our very first one is Seraph's Song with 2. A little bit later is Apple's Mouche, and if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. We also have Panda Juice 9001, also with a 2. So Wolfman, tell them what they've won.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I was just making sure that a key wasn't missed. Okay, we're good. Anyway, so our prize today, I am going with an old classic, a lifetime supply of randomizer seeds. All you have to do is go to ALTTPR.com, and you can play Link to the Past Randomizer yourself. You can go through what these runners are going through, or not. After all, items can be randomized, entrances can be randomized, enemies can be randomized, keys can be randomized. You have all sorts of options and difficulty levels, so play the seed of your dreams or your nightmares. Go to ALTTPR.com today. Offer stays valid until the next major version, not available in Nebraska.
The gift that keeps on giving. So we have Idiom now making their way to the top of Ganon Tower, hoping in their case that they're going to do a right side check first.
And yes, you can change how your Link character works, but
one step at a time.
Yeah.
And anyway, we've got Relkin, by the way, going Gauntlet, making mincemeat of the Stalfoses here. They've got blue mail, they got enough hearts, they've got tempered. This is just a massacre of beautifully epic proportions.
And Link to the Pastkin is finally going to get those Titans mitts.
Indeed. And Relkin truly... I don't even know if they took any damage, maybe 1 heart's worth that in that gauntlet. That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. What? Oh no! Relkin missing with the silver arrow on that first landmo. There we go. That's better. Alright, come on, Idiom. You can make your way to the top and get that right side check first. We got Relkin going to, in my opinion, the most satisfying room in the game.
Nice to be able to dash through, and then... Ooh! I mean, this second Wizrobe room is not the easiest one.
No, our runners often make it look easy, but it does take some pretty split-second timing to get all 4 of them in cycle. And we Link to the Pastkin getting their Eastern Crystal. GFE draining the swamp.
And Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, Fire Rod in Mire Shed, Hook Shot at Checkerboard Cave.
And our Go Mode item today, Moon Pearl.
Well, yeah.
Woof indeed. We agree.
It was definitely an interesting item layout.
It was a blink and you miss it item layout. So you got Relkin almost at Moldorm 2.
Let's see if we're going to see what's in the consolation chest. No.
At this stage, I would not blame Relkin whatsoever for wanting to just nope out of there. I'm also suspecting that Moldom's treasure will be left unopened.
I think those last possessions are going to be shown, and also ETM went full left, and Link to the Pastkin just went into Ice Palace for the hint. Hey, Relkin is a kind Hylian today.
Like I said, if you're in go mode and you're moving, you're motoring. Let's see, are we going to get some Dark Magician strats? Yes, we are. Thank goodness, EDM, you remembered to do Dark Magician strat. Meanwhile, Relkin playing a little trigonometry here.
Trigonometry, geometry. It's all about angles.
And a triple is what it was all about on the run.
Nicely done. Oh, silly blue balls. Why do you have to get in the way? And
oh, he's too close. He can't do the reflection. He's got zapped. No, Relkin. No, don't. No, not now.
This is a little dangerous.
This is a lot dangerous. Oh, my goodness. Down to a heart and a half. I do believe they have some potions, though.
And worst case, there is a fairy nearby. I want to say it's in one of the trees you can bonk.
We'll find out, because if Relkin drops straight down, they're either YOLO or they do have some health strat backup. Let's find out whether they're doing the dive. They're doing the dive at 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. Here is the big pig.
And, apparently, Ganon wants to talk food. The only problem, Ganon is about to become food. As long as Relkin is careful on these 4 phases of Ganon.
Let's just see how things... Oh, no! Oh, that is very unfortunate.
No fairy.
And no healing... Well, you know what? Getting a bit of a health refill.
Now, let's note the health count here. This is 6 hearts coming in. Even with blue mail, though, there's a problem. I want to say that if you physically touch Ganon, that doesn't matter. 6 hearts.
Yep, well that's getting hit by a trident, halving what you've got. Oh, it's in the corner strat, using some hookshot to get some iframes. Don't touch those bats. Oh, doing a dangerous dance. We are in phase 3. Again, being very kind with the teleports here. Now remember, this isn't normal happen for runners. Because Relkin took a death, we don't know what Ganon's teleportation pattern is going to be for the other runners if they don't die.
We'll find out. Hopefully.
Now, will Relkin get the glitch? 1, 2. Are we going to get a triple? No. And we do miss the torch glitch. But it looks like they're setting up for another double fairly quickly. Oh, nope. So close.
Sent too close to the edge. Oh, Relkin, please be careful.
We're fine.
And now, all Relkin has to do is cross the Bridge of Destiny, and then we can get some times in.
So let's watch the Walk of Destiny. And we can say that Relkin is the first of our restreamers, but has finished in 5th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, 51 seconds. Also pointing out that Relkin has improved their PB by 18 minutes and 28 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Relkin.
Just so it's clear, the other 4 that finished beforehand also managed to get personal bests here. In order, Gamma Chew 10544, Plasma Kappa 108.32, Ravis 10, 108.43, and Big Dunka 108.45.
These times are outrageous. This is incredible. And speaking of outrageous, I do believe we do have Relkin in the commentators booth. GG's.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
Congratulations, you just summed up the last hour of our commentary. Like, wow, I gotta tell you, you were actually not the first of our restreamers to be in Go mode, but your execution is what pulled you ahead to be the first of our restreamers, so GG's on that. So, yeah, this seed, eh?
Ugh. Where do I begin? Like, what made it stupid is that I never found a lamp. So it's like if you just went straight, you could go so out of your way, out of the logic, and just destroy the seed if you just skip every overworld check in the dark world.
And you know where the lamp was? In
Where?
Hype Cave. No, it was in Paradox Cave. Yeah, it was in...
It was Hype.
It was Hype Cave. It was Hype Cave. I have been getting all my names wrong because I have just been flabbergasted by this seed.
Now you know how I feel.
If it helps, Relkin, I was flabbergasted a little myself. I was having deja vu to when I had my Jet Seed run a few months ago on this same setup. And I mean, I commend you for doing a much better job than I did on that. But just, I mean, what can be said about this seed here?
That everyone's getting a big brand new PB.
And by a huge margin, too. I mean, well done on that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, like, walk us through this. I mean, in the first 30 minutes, we had basically almost everything we needed.
Yeah, I mean, Kakariko was stacked, and then both gloves were over by Eastern, and Moon Pearl up on Death Mountain. If you just went like to Eastern, and then you went to Mire area, you were golden. Like, it's like it seemed like the most reasonable play, and like it worked out so well. And so I'm just like, okay, well, screw the rest of these checks. I guess we're just being Go mode now.
No, that's really all that can be said about this one. I mean, we had a little bit of, you know, evil hope when we saw Quake on that lumberjack ledge.
Oh yeah, that was in the back of my mind. But then when I saw Mire was Ether, I was like, well, this might be nicer than I thought.
And oh, the magic cape was at the pedestal today.
Yeah, I just saw that flash by my screen.
Yeah, but interestingly, there weren't a lot of troll items as well. Like you said, you've one. I think it was the mushroom. I believe that was that could have sent somebody on a bit of a wild goose chase, but not by much. And speaking of not by much, we blinked and missed it. By the way, Edium taking down the big pig. So Edium will be joining us momentarily, hopefully, in the commentator's booth. Sorry to cut you off, Relkin. Just it's hard to ignore an exploding pig, because we can tell you that Edium, pardon me, has finished in 9th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 13 minutes and 23 seconds, also improving on their PB by 12 minutes 14 seconds. Get those GGs in chat. Just to bring up a couple of finishers who comes before then going in reverse. Koi had finished in 8th with an SRL time of 1 hour 12 minutes 34 seconds, also improving their PB by almost 19 minutes. Dragon Strike 1988 finishing in 7th with a time of 1 hour 12:08, improving their personal best by almost 18 minutes. Man, and in 6th, by the way, Guitar Girl TS9 finishing in 6th with a time of 1 hour 10 minutes and 46 seconds, also improving their PB by just over 16 minutes. So again, GG's to everybody.
It's just wow, this whole thing. And ETM is going to join us shortly, folks. I mean, a number of people are just going, what was this seed?
Well, the top time of 1 hour 5 minutes, a no mode at 30 minutes even. This is like I'm out of words. I am out of words for this one.
Well, you're gonna have to find some more words, Base Beast. ETM, GG.
Hey, I have never had Moon Pro for Go mode before. That was something else.
Well, technically, you were not in, logical Go mode because you were missing the lantern. Would you like to guess where it was?
I'm gonna guess in Swamp.
Nearby, you're close.
Hype Cave?
Yep.
You got it.
I was almost gonna check there on my way because I was going by there. But anytime you can skip Hype Cave in a seed, that's something kind of special.
Well, there's a lot pretty special about this cave. We were in no mode with you at exactly 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So your go mode wasn't far beyond what we could already see from the other streams.
Well, I mean, as soon as I saw the hook shot in Checkerboard Cave, I just needed the Moon Pearl, and there was only like Hera and Paradox Cave where it could be. So I essentially treated it like go mode.
No, you definitely did. And like I said, it was just the only thing we've been saying this whole time is just wow.
Yeah, this is not the kind of seed you're gonna ever really see very often. I don't like. I pretty much like. I just don't see how you could have routed that better. Yet somehow someone got a 105, which I guess with really good execution, I can see it. But
yeah, that's probably the only thing I think separating, because like we were just saying before you came in, there really were no red herrings fetch quests that needed to be done, and nothing to point you in an awkward direction. It was just blow through this, please.
Yeah, pretty much. Everything was just in the light world.
Well, and just double checking, you upped your PB by how much?
Oh, that's for standard.
By 12
PB,
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a 117 before in like open or something, but 113 definitely by far my PB now.
Well, giant GGs. I'll get back to you and Roken in just a second. I just want to bring out some of the other finishers so far. Matt 7898 has finished in 10th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 15 minutes and 19 seconds, also getting a PB. Link 40 has finished in 11th place at 1 hour 16 minutes 15 seconds, also getting a PB by 28 minutes. Wow. Marty 7449 finishing in 12th with an SRL time of 1 hour 16 minutes 23 seconds, also getting a PB. And let's see. There are more. There's a lot of finishers now. Walter Ford finishing in 13th with a time of 1 hour 17 minutes 20 seconds, improving with the PB here. Frostbite 3030 finishing in 14th with a time of 1 hour 17:42. Bizarrely not setting a PB. That's amazing.
Probably played on the one that I played a few months ago.
And GFE finishing in 15th with a time of 1 hour 18 minutes and 23 seconds. GG's to all of our runners here. Get those GG's in chat, please, for GFE.
And apparently GFE made a prophecy regarding how this seed was going to go. And that prophecy was met.
So let's see if we can get GFE in here.
Yeah, this was the kind of seed where execution was like pretty much the most important thing. because it was really hard to route this wrong.
No, for sure. Execution was the big one. Oh wait, I'm going to hold that thought because we do have GFE here in the commentators booth. GG's.
Hey, GG's all.
So, GFE, does this make you 0-2 for today against Relkin?
Yes, it does, but I guarantee you Relkin didn't put on the show for chat that I did. I knew they wanted someone to go into Swamp, so I just had to do it.
And
Yeah,
yet, the only good item in Swamp was in the back.
Sword in the flooded room.
Nope, half magic.
That'd been nice too.
Yeah, we only found 3
Oh,
of the swords, unfortunately. So we never found out where that fort. Because we didn't find
Yeah,
out where
I
a lot of
mean-
things were because this seed.
Yeah, this seed was amazing. The only thing is, don't sequence break. Just breaking Eastern paid off. But as far as anything else, if I just stuck with Spear 1, found the flute in the waterfall before going up the mountain,
Oh,
then I would have got that hint in Meyer.
according to
Immediately found go mode.
according to chat, the 4th sword was actually found. It was turning in the mushroom.
Are you serious? I thought about doing that, but it felt like such a waste of time.
I didn't see any of you folks doing that, and let me just quickly confirm if this was one of the runners.
I think it might have been linked to the past, Ken. Because Eating Broken, you didn't do it, did you?
Nope. I didn't grab
Nope.
it.
Yeah, so it must have been on Ken's screen.
Yeah, I got
Where
the
was
mushroom,
the
but
other sword then?
there was Old Man had one and Hylia Island had one.
Oh yeah, I never checked the island.
Oh, no.
I was going to go back and check it, but I didn't.
Oh, and what happened was it was shown on the credit screen because it was fungus for slasher. That's where the 4th sword was.
Ah, there it is. So Ken hasn't turned it in then. Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
Ken
thanks.
most likely got the old man sword.
Well, thanks, game. We've been saying that a lot, by the way, tonight. Just generally, thanks, game, and more or less, I think we should be paid by saying wow, because I think that's about all we bothered saying tonight.
I will say that my biggest thanks game was when I checked the dark shopping mall hints.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you actually checked that, and then
Well,
then it was like the one hint
I mean,
that wasn't helpful.
oh man. And thing is, I knew Flute was in Sphere 1 as soon as I found the lamp and Hype Cave. So I was checking all Sphere 1 locations, and I knew I could just mix Ice Rod Cave in with checking that hint. So I figured, why not?
Well, I mean, it's not every day we see that, but in this case, it didn't pay off.
It might have paid off if I hadn't already been in Swamp before that.
Listen, if that's the worst heartbreak you get and you still finish at less than 1 hour 20, that's pretty darn good.
I mean that was technically a PB by like 2.5 seconds for me, but when I take a seed that's this jet, I mean, if I'd just stuck with the logic, I would have probably easily had sub 110. So you make those gambles, and if for some reason Hookshot had been in Swamp, hands down probably.
You know what though, Rando's gonna rando. You got to take those chances because with
Yeah,
most
exactly.
other seeds, that gamble often does pay off.
It's part of the fun of it. Once I was already in there, I realized that I was technically just mode because I knew that Flute was in a few basic locations, and I even knew where Fire Rod was, even though that wasn't hard required. Actually, I don't think it was even required at all because of where the big key was in GT.
No, it wasn't.
It was helpful, especially if you didn't find the lantern, because you do have to light the torches at the top, but you did need a fire source. And in this case, we could have used either lantern or fire rod.
Fire rod, of course, being infinitely more convenient.
At least not turning in the mushroom helped me in one way. I got to fake powder the anti-fairy at the top of GT.
Told you so, Wolfman. I said someone's going to do that. I said this. Thank you so much for basically proving me right.
Oh, Link to the Past Ken was going on a treadmill routine and effectively George Jetsoning himself off.
What's he? I'm confuzzed. Oh no! Oh, poor Link to the Past Ken just getting bodied today.
Jane, stop this crazy thing!
So let me ask the runners, like, how? I mean, you play many more seeds than I do. How often do you see a seed like this?
Oh, I've never seen
Never.
this before.
Never.
Like I said, I've never had Moon Pearl for Go mode before. That was new.
This has just been completely mind melting. I mean, you got to feel for our trackers tonight. The work that they had to do in the carpal tunnel in the first 30 minutes alone, just trying to keep up with you guys. So to recap, like the item density in Kakariko, absolutely outrageous. Getting the bow on Uncle, making life really easy at the beginning. Being able to get a good bomb drop so you don't have to go to the back of escape, check again. I mean, it's like this game just wanted you to be done in time for supper. Also, Link to the Past didn't collect
The
blind.
maiden. Oh no, has to go through that whole loop again.
Well, while Link to the Past does the rescue one more time, I'm just going to take a look and see who else has finished. Looks like we do have a finisher now. Vitasia finishing in 16th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 13 seconds. And Sabatender just finished in 17th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 44 seconds. GG's.
All right. Remember to... There we go. Now we are properly escorting the lady. Well, quote unquote lady.
So, no, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Just in case it was not clear early on, Link to the Past Ken is one of the newer runners for this randomizer, so we've the rest of us have made these same mistakes. Speaking of, was just trying to farm for health, but Mini Stalfo's not playing nice. That's fine. That's fine.
But
I
a
don't
big shout out to Paskin though for Link to the Paskin for being on the stream as somebody who's learning. I will say that for standard my PB is around 129 and I don't have the guts to do what any of the runners who are on our restream do. So a big shout out to all of you who are willing to put yourselves out there on our restream. So big thank you definitely to the runners here.
I'm going to step out. Thanks for commentating, and thanks to the trackers.
And thanks for putting on a great show for us, truncated though it may be. Again.
Yeah, Thanks. So yeah, I'm gonna head out too. Thanks for the restream and thanks for commentary and tracking, guys.
Yeah, and thank what they said along with thanks to chat. Thank all you guys for coming to watch this. Of anyone watching it, there wouldn't be any point in doing it. So appreciate all you guys also, and glad you got to see a jet seed for a change.
I think I'm going to thank our mystery seed roller for that. But hope you all enjoyed. We can stick around for Link to the Pastkin a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun to watch somebody as they're well. The other nice thing is we can see, for those who are still new to Link to the Past Randomizer, some of the other checks, because I don't think Link to the Past can realizes they are technically in Go mode.
You're right.
I don't really know what Link to the Past is bothering to look for at this point. They've got blue mail. They've got more than enough health. They've got all the items that are needed to beat Swamp. They could go mode Swamp. They could go mode Mire. They have the lamp, so the dark rooms aren't an issue. Are they simply hunting for a sword?
Yes, remember, Link to the Pastkin is still new at this and perhaps never checked Lake Hylia Island early on, and certainly never checked the mushroom spot.
That's true, because they do have the mushroom from finishing Town.
And we do see that Ken is trying some of the speed tech with the boots. There we go. Pulled up at the right moment.
And I can tell you, as one who's spent the better part of a year learning this game, I'm a bit of a late bloomer when it came to the Past Randomizer. This game is significantly harder than it looks. And the execution, some of these things are frame perfect, some of these things are pixel perfect. Certain tricks like bomb jumps, the Palace of Darkness bomb jump, things like that, are significantly harder to pull off than many of our expert runners make it look. To say nothing of hovering, which I remember trying once. There is an application that a member of the community has made. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name of the developer, and if anybody in chat knows, or Wolfman, if you know the one I'm talking about, that allows you to practice your timing for hovering.
I would not know that one.
Oh, it's a thing that actually tracks how many frames you are between each button press to see whether you could hover or not.
Yeah,
I tried for about half an hour, felt my hand going on fire, and decided, nope, I'm done.
Looks like Math Girl 718 has provided the name hyphenated.
Thank you so much, Math Girl. Yeah, it's a phenomenal tool, and when you look at any runner who can hover, the person that leaps to mind to me is always Andy, who can just do it without caring. It's insane. So I'm saying, for anybody who looks at this and goes, it doesn't look that bad, just try it.
Speaking of trying, all Link to the Past Ken was struggling with the fake powder.
And in chat, Professor Renderer pointing out P-Train 2 being a master hover. And I have mad respect for anybody who can do any kind of strat.
Yeah, and some of those tricks, I still can't do them. I have not figured out hammer jump. I can do some of the bomb jumps. I have not figured out Misery Mire Dark Rooms yet. I can do the Dark Maze on occasion in Palace of Darkness, but not the Misery Mire one.
Well, good on you for being able to do the Dark Maze. I'm still learning that one. That's a tricky. Link to the Pastkin getting their tempered sword. So let's see where they go. Well, getting the magic refill while you're there, and picking up some blue bottles here. Again, don't blame them for some safety.
But we have a situation that rarely comes up here. Note Ken's rupee count.
Interesting.
Ken is no longer able to buy blue potions.
But I
If
think they have 2 or 3. They have at least 2 though.
2 were filled in, that's all the bottles that he has. But here's the thing: if he saves and if he uses a bottle, saves and continues, or saves and quits, doesn't matter, and doesn't get enough money, that bottle is gone.
That's oh. Oh,
Well,
that
not the
does add
bottle, the
an
contents,
yeah.
but
No, I'm saying that does bring up a very interesting conundrum here.
as much as we sometimes hype up some of the expert level or intermediate and expert level tricks, we sometimes have to remember, this randomizer is designed to work for all skill levels. We use a no glitches rule set. Well, technically no major glitches. We allow some of the minor stuff, but this is designed to be as accessible as possible. And I can confirm that future versions of the randomizer will be even more accessible,
Oh,
where we will
please
allow things.
elaborate.
All right, I don't have the change log on hand, but some of the things that I do know that are being planned, some of the rules for item placement will be different. So there's going to be a friendlier mode to make it so that you don't have to worry about certain item locations on an easier level. But don't worry, the standard level is still going to be, any item can be anywhere that's logically accessible.
Now, did I read, because I've been following a little bit about that bow and silvers are going to become progressive items as opposed to unique?
I did not know of that change.
I vaguely remember reading it in our Discord, which, by the way, if you haven't joined the Speedruns Live Discord, if you haven't, like the Speed Gaming Discord, if you haven't joined the Link to the Past Randomizer Discord, you absolutely should. I say this every time I'm calling because it's so true. Everybody who's in there are just some of the finest people. It's so friendly, so welcoming to newcomers. You can ask any question you want. Nobody, it's no judgment. Whatever skill level, whatever you can contribute, everyone's thrilled to have you.
And okay, we have confirmation from Professor Renderer and A0187. Progressive bow is planned for version 31. I'm trying to find the page that talks about some of the upcoming changes, but basically some of the more annoying locations for. Hold on a second, Base Beast, talk about what you know.
Well, did you know? Did you know that the Game Boy game, Link's Awakening, which is getting a wonderful remake on the Switch coming up in about a month, was originally designed to be a test to see if they could reproduce Link to the Past on the Game Boy, and they ended up actually making a bit of a parody of it, which is why you have such odd things. And the storyline about it being a dream was basically a retcon to be able to explain away why it was simply a parody of Link to the Past. And yet the people who actually took the code and expanded on it was not Nintendo themselves, but Capcom. Ooh, and there's more where that one comes from.
And now you know.
And I get a song all of my own, Wolfman. My heart, it grew 3 sizes this day.
Wait a second. I just noticed something. Yeah, Ken has the big key, yet is
not finishing the dungeon. The way I just finished your sentence.
Exactly.
What? I like when Ken finishes, I would like to find out, like, Ken's been in go mode for probably about 15-20 minutes. Maybe Ken just doesn't realize they're in go mode. Or maybe mismarked where their crystals versus pendants are. Because you don't need a key there, Ken. You can just keep going. You can do it. And there's going to be the full magic refill on the bridge, so not to worry. It's not that bad. Ken down to half a heart, though, getting a little scary here.
And this is where what I talked about regarding the blue potion usage. Oh no, already used one and is about to use another.
And doesn't have enough rupees. You called it. You called it, Wolfman. We know, but you know what? This is part of the learning curve. This is this learning where things are isn't so bad. Like, you can get used to the item locations. There are maps, there are trackers, there's all sorts of things to be able to know where each of the 216 item locations is. The execution is so tricky. I mean, as you saw between our restreamers here, that was the difference between our first and second place finishers. Was truly execution. So Ken, very much still getting started with this. And again, big congratulations to them, even for being on our restream. I think it's incredible that they're on our channel right now.
I agree. So, please follow all 4 of the runners that were featured today. ETM2, Link to the Paskin, GFE_12, and Relkin96.
And especially those newer runners, because some of our more experienced ones do have a bit of a built-in audience. But I can tell you, when you have people cheering you on while you're learning and while you're struggling and going through, it makes such a difference to your motivation and frankly to your execution as well.
Alright, I'm trying to find that official changelog of upcoming changes for version 31 because I wanted to at least have everything all organized, and I am struggling to find it.
That's okay. I can also take a moment to mention about the Speed Gaming Live event coming up at the end of October near in, I believe it's Virginia, near Washington D.C.
Herndon,
Sorry.
Herndon, Virginia.
Thank you very much, Burton, Virginia. I can never remember that. I'm Canadian. I don't know. I know snow. I'm really good at snow. But what the people who will be attending this this incredible live 3-day live event are incredibly good at all sorts of speed games. We've got tons of different events happening. We've got Mario Maker. We've obviously got Link to the Past randomizer. We've got Zelda Super Metroid randomizer combo. We've got Zelda 1 Metroid 1 combo. We've got tons of combos with a $3,000 prize pool that is set to grow based on some of the on-site things that are happening at the event. If you can make it there, it's definitely going to be an event worth checking out for sure. We've had a lot of qualifiers. Oh, let me briefly stop this promo to tell you that Link to the Paskin has taken down Vitreous. He's made Vitty Vittles, picking up their crystal. Let's just hope that Link to the Bastion realizes they're in go mode and they can just quickly go mode swamp and get up to Ganon's tower. But just to finish it off, the prize pool is growing based on some of the events that are going to be there at Speed Gaming Live. We've had some amazing qualifiers, like I said, for different games. Our Link to the Past qualifiers, they were some of the most brutal seeds I've ever seen. I remember commentating one of them, and the go mode didn't happen until almost like an hour 40, hour 50. It was just exhausting. So those seeds were pretty tough, but there is a financial incentive for the top 3 finishers. Everybody had to do 5 qualifiers to be able to go to the event, and the average finishing time of the top 3 averaging finishing times were given some assistance to attend the event. So it wasn't just for brags and for hype. It was actually for some great important prize money too, to help get our runners to the event.
So there is one key difference between those qualifiers and what we have today, not counting standard versus open.
Oh yes, we also got no help whatsoever. None of the hint tiles were active.
That is the key difference.
And every time we saw a runner touch a hint tile, we all laughed.
Okay, I'm going to thank Meter, our tracker, for giving us some of the upcoming data for version 31. I have pasted the link in chat. If you are watching this post-live event, I am not reading a bunch of letters and numbers to you. I apologize.
And because we haven't mentioned their names in a little while, a big thank you to our 2 trackers tonight, Cataclysm and the Meter, who've just been absolutely tremendous in tracking this devilish start of the seed. Because if you're only joining us late and we're hoping to see a tight finish at around the 1 hour 40 mark, which would be pretty typical, you missed it.
GFE. Oh, there was a separate side story regarding GFE and Relkin, and GFE just learned that Relkin was planning for. Oh, that's where the Cane of Burna was.
Good to know, but that means Link to the Past doesn't realize they can go mode. See, this is one of those things that you gain with ignition when you're in go mode and when you can keep moving. Again, that's just down to doing more runs and just learning the ins and outs of the logic of the game.
And GFE, don't feel too bad. Second chest in Swamp Palace is relatively quick, all things considered. I honestly didn't even notice that you picked it up until now. But oh yeah, don't forget to follow the Base Beast as well, since he's certainly been a good help with commentating this tonight.
Well, help with a question mark after it, but still. This has been, I gotta tell you, this has been one heck of a night for watching the randomizer. To say for the 50 billionth time, I've never seen a seed like this, and I've seen some fast ones. I actually remember the seed you were talking about where I believe, Wolfman, you were in go mode at like 51 minutes and somehow didn't realize you were in go mode at 51 minutes?
It
I think is that the one
was
you're talking about?
it was closer to 30, but yes. So what happened there, and I am fine poking fun at myself on this. The seed ended up moving very fast. I somehow made a lot of right decisions, but then I made a wrong one. I had gotten Titan's Mitts in a Paradox Cave, and I forgot to check the Dark World portion where I would have learned the medallion for Turtle Rock. And
Oh, that is
then
an
I would have
unfortunate
realized.
oversight.
Then I would have realized I would have had it, but then I also made another decision to explore some extra locations, partially because I didn't check the medallion, but also because I was a safety player and I at least wanted a few extra heart containers and or a tempered sword. And if I had just stuck with left side swamp, which I know was a risky decision, I would have just had the tempered sword and I should have gone.
Oh, I was hearing each bullet point from that story. My heart just broke. It's like I could feel little tink 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 crack crack, and then the finishing of the shatter at the end.
Well, I mean, that seed was what I called a combination of genius and derp. And JT in 2002, bless his heart, he fell for me, but he reamed me, as he had his right to.
Oh well, I have plenty of fun little stories about seeds that I've run. Not on stream because I'm not brave enough. But I've had many a seed where if I had just followed the game's logic, it would have been well. And if I had just done that basic kind of check, like those little things, like you talk about, like checking Turtle Rock, making sure you can do it. It's always those little things, like just pointing out that Link to the Past is doing a full left side clear, possibly looking for some safety here with some armor, or maybe looking for Butter Sword, just maybe looking for a little bit extra help here. But one of the things I've done on more than one occasion, the good old flooding of the key. So for those who don't know, so there's a key in left side swamp under a pot, and in the vanilla version of the game, there's no way to get to it without having a key first, and basically it's impossible to be able to open up the floodgates before collecting that key. But depending on how the keys are distributed in the Swamp Palace, it is possible to flood it, and the only way that you can do anything about it is to mirror out, or actually when I flooded it one time, it was just a nightmare. You mirror out, you leave, and then you come back, and you have to run the whole dungeon again up to that point. And the thing I was mentioning is what I didn't have that day was hookshot. I was doing a YOLO Swamp Palace check. Believe it or not, it actually did pay off, and hookshot was left side swamp for me that day.
And then here's another sad tale of mine. I once had a seed where I somehow never needed to go towards the Eastern Palace area. And so I eventually turned in the green pendant because, well, I had to. I forgot if Sahasrara had something there, but I never went into the back closet. And I was confused because I needed something in Sahasrara's closet to finish the seed, and I didn't realize it until I had forfeited. Because it's not every day you actually get to turn in the green pendant before you go into Saha's closet. I think I was on autopilot that day.
And I'll add one more. The runner shall remain nameless, but there was a stream a little while back where their Go mode item was actually in the attic of Thieves Town, and they did not pick it up. But worse, we actually went over to their stream and checked their personal tracker. They had marked it as having been as that chest having been collected.
Oh.
So we were just our hearts breaking watching this runner trying to figure out what chest they made. And they started replaying every dungeon, wondering what they did. They did eventually forfeit, came into the commentators booth, and when we mentioned check your tracker and we told them where they hadn't gone, it was just basically all of these stories. All we're saying is that it happens to everybody, whether you're a new runner, whether you're the most experienced runner. There are so many factors at play in Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer that you can't fault anybody for making any mistake ever, because there are just some days the rando isn't your rando. But on the super plus side, Link to the Paskin, thanks to having Tempered Sword, actually doing a very decent execution here on Argus. Well done. This is looking first little R guy that they've missed. Almost zero cycling it. A solid effort on Link to the Paskin's part.
And then nice aiming. There we go. Link to the Paskin can finally go up Ganon's tower. Question becomes,
Question becomes, oh?
Sorry, I thought you were saying something, so I was holding.
No, I want to say, what was your question?
Will he?
Oh, don't even. Don't break my heart like this.
It won't be me breaking your heart.
No, by even putting the suggestion, Link to the Paskin, you can go kill the big pig.
But instead, going to Pyramid Fairy.
Not needing anything, though. Again, this is definitely an experience thing. Just learning the ins and outs, recognizing where I'm of the belief that Link to the Paskin does not realize they're in Go mode. Like that they're ready to go to Ganon at this point. Beyond Go mode. They're well past Go mode. We're in get to Ganon mode. So everybody, please give your thoughts, your vibes, your karma, your whatever to Link to the Paskin to get him to realize he can go make bacon. No, and I see a comment in chat saying that they want to shake Ken's hand. I am in absolute agreement. Absolute agreement. This is such a tough thing to do in front of however many viewers we have this far into the race, it's a phenomenal effort on Link to the Past Ken's part to be here, and I absolutely applaud Link to the Past Ken and all of our runners who participated in the race. Well, at least we know where Ice Rod is.
And another heart container and another bottle fill up. So
Hoping it's not a B.
green potion, it's something.
We got double green today. Because I think
And
Waterfall Fairy was also was green potion.
I believe so, yeah. So in this case, just filling up the bottles for free. As it says, bottle filled, money saved.
And we're getting a save and quit. Come on, Ken. We believe in you. Yeah, Ken, just for people asking in chat, Ken has been in go mode since like an hour 15. But might not have realized.
Ken never rescued the old man. I noted the save screen.
Oh!
That's the last sword missing.
Come on, Ken. Go to number... Yes, he's going to number 1.
And in what is perhaps a cruel irony, Ken is finally going to Ganon's tower, but leaving the old man behind where the gold sword is.
Oh, no. I mean, on the super big plus side, though, because of that second chest check in the swamp, he does have Cane of Burna, which is going to be incredibly helpful for him for the Ganon fight. I mean, it's a little bit of a lag strat, but at least it's safe. Well, maybe he wants the old man to be Batman and, well, just get eaten by the bats in the cold pitch black and feel the cold embrace of death on Death Mountain.
Are you sure you're not talking about Man Bat?
Well, it depends on how much potion the old man has had. And what color potion that would be. So Link to the Past Ken using the mirror to quickly buzz through those blocks.
And I just realized Giffy was the only one who got Bombos, and I never figured out where that was. Well, it's somewhere.
Upper right mini Helmosaur cave where
The mini Helmosaur room in a GT. So it was pointless. Oh, that's where it was. And
Ken, just let it go. Let it go. Sorry, no, we'll get copyright struck. And sorry. This
Can't hold it back anymore.
Let it go. Nothing there. Just go to the tower and kill the pig.
If you want to be done for, or something like that. I don't know.
I can already hear the admins right now saying, those two be in the same room again. Well, Guitar Girl saying it almost hurts to watch. I'm sure it probably hurts to listen to. And there's a reason I'm the bass beast and not the vocal beast. I am, believe it or not, a professional musician IRL, but you wouldn't know it by the way I sing. All right, Link to the Past Ken. Let's see you go. Let's see you do Hope Room. We are in GT for Link to the Past Ken. Wait.
Getting the bug net, not realizing it's a bug net, but it's safety.
Well, excuse me, I'm dying here. At least we know if there are any bugs in Ganon's tower, he'll be safe.
I mean, checking all the things except the old man with the gold sword.
Don't go back into the portal. No, you opened the tower.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my my heart, it hurts so much. Like, so much. Oh, and props to chat. This is a net positive. Thank you, S1X Plus. The pun
Okay.
in me makes me feel good. Oh, Link to the Paskin. Yes. Doing the right side.
But here's the next question. Will Ken get a small key?
Hopefully.
Oh gosh, Ken was upset with a 2.
No, and don't. You just have to go to the room on the left. You see, the strategy here is if you get a. Basically, this is virtually. If you can call this. If you can have Godmire, can you have God GT?
Alright, folks, we can relax. We're not going to see Tile Room this
Thank
time.
good. Because typically the strategy is if you get some sort of get the shield. Yes, we have our first and only shield. I don't think we've seen any other shields actually. I don't remember seeing any at all.
You are
But
correct.
anyway, so what I was saying is the strategy here is
Oh
no, there's a key in the lower right hand corner.
I
Grab
don't
that
think
and
Ken
go.
knows. Oh, no, okay,
Yes, you
Ken
do, buddy.
knows.
Don't mate in it. Just grab. You can leave now, Ken. You've got all you need, buddy.
Ken,
Ken might not realize you only need one.
so Ken's going to get 2.
Well, sure.
Hopefully just 2. There's 2.
We are rooting for you. Please, anybody who's watching this, please know we want the best for Ken's success. So there's our second shield. Ken has been in go mode for a while, but might not have realized it. Also is able to go up the tower. Ken, just go up. You got what you need.
If Ken is seriously looking for that golden sword,
He is barking up the wrong tower.
well, there's some more potion money at least.
I guess, and thank goodness he does have half magic. Will help tremendously. Little worried about his health management.
I really think Ken is going for either powder or golden sword, not realizing that golden sword has been found and powder has not.
But not only was Golden Sword found, Gold Sword was found in a place where he could have had it in about a 30-second quick check. Yeah, I'm agreeing with chat. It's got to be safety, but he is incredibly well armed. Got, what was that, 16 hearts, all the keys in the world, 2 magic potions.
But not 4 and no red mail.
But here's the thing. We have 3 other dungeons he didn't even bother checking. If you're in GT at this point, you just gotta go. Because we could just have a lot of 20 rupees and a whole lot of nothing. And way more cash, another bottle that had nothing.
We have an interesting situation that I feel should be brought up. Note the key count right now. Link to the Past Ken has spent more keys heading down here than gaining them. He's down to 1.
He has to full clear the front side of GT now. He has to do Armos and possibly right side in order to progress. I definitely, if we do get him in the commentators booth, I would definitely like to tell him that once you get the 1 key, you can get out. Oh, doing the nice little bonk strat though.
Yeah. Oh, right. Mini Helma always has a key, but still, it's not every
3
day
or
we
4
see
keys.
this. Yeah. And
The question is, does he know I have Fire Rod?
We're gonna see the big chest,
What?
and it's a small key.
You, and now he's going up. I am officially confused. I am beyond confused. I am kerflubbered. I'm out of words. I'm out of verbs.
You may want to find some more words soon. I do not know what Ken is doing here.
Ken? You can finish this.
No!
I going to buy blue potions? We get a flute, we'll know why. Yep.
Alluding to 2. Has to be
Yep.
potions. Okay, I feel a little better. I mean, it is a safety play. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And definitely with all that cash, it's an easy one to do. Maybe they're just worried about. You know what Ken is probably worried about is the gauntlet, because if you're a newer player, that gauntlet, if you don't know how to use the belts to your advantage, and to just how to execute really quickly, using things like fire rod strats, silver arrow strats, heck pot, some of the breakable pot strats. That gauntlet can be an incredibly scary part.
That is fair, and oh, the dead rocks are not helping either.
And I'm just thinking, go get the old man. You're getting bodied. You can get a health and you'll get a butter sword.
So in this case, I am going to acknowledge GFE12, who was in chat here. Yes, in this case, Ken does realize some of his limitations better than we do. So it was a little bit of a shock to the system, I admit, but the play makes sense in retrospect.
It does. And for the, again, 60 billionth time, huge respect to Link to the Past Ken for coming onto our restream as an early runner. Huge courage, huge dead rock, unfortunately, but huge courage, huge effort. Just incredibly proud of them for being willing and able to be on our restream. Because everyone who comes here chooses to be here. It's not we randomly pick people out of the sky to be on the restream. They volunteer to be here, so super thrilled that Link to the Past can. And this isn't their first time on a restream either.
Alright, well, here's hoping we see sub 230.
And Ken, you also have boots if you really want to mow. Still can. There we go. Get some boots going. Those boots were made for dashing. Sorry. Nope.
It's okay. I may as well let folks know what's going to be upcoming on the schedule, since we are... I mean, either we're going to be the last thing of the night, or the Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer weekly race, which is a hard co-op seed tonight. One of them is going to be it. And some of the events tomorrow include the usual Link to the Past daily races. We have a Momodora Any Percent tournament match. We also have the Zelda 2 Randomizer weekly race using the RCS flags, and the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament going on.
Now, for those who are new, by the way, can you please elaborate on the RCS?
Unfortunately, no, because Zelda 2 Randomizer is one of the ones that I am not too familiar with.
Well, that's unfortunate, because I'm not familiar with it either. So...
I can tell you I have seen Zelda 2 Randomizer matches before, and some of the flags that could be involved include things such as level caps, randomized maps. Sometimes I think you can get enemy shuffles, but a lot of it just deals with hope you have good stats. Hope you don't have to put too many crystals in. And hope that these red gorillas don't cause a problem.
Now, interestingly, a really cool. I don't know if Link to the Past meant to do it with the spike, but that's really quite a neat way to capture it.
According to chat, that was intentional.
Well, it says he did clip it. I don't know if he meant to, but I've never seen that. That's actually really cool. I think I'm gonna ask Link to the Past about that. Hopefully, in the commentators. Have you seen that before, Wolfman?
Not to my recent recollection.
Oh, we have a really cool strat from the newcomer. That's fantastic. And that's one of the great things about Link to the Past. We're still learning new things. We're still learning new strats. We're still discovering things about this game, even though it came out, oh gosh, almost 30 years ago. Well, since we're making our way up through the gauntlet, and looks like Link to the Past is going to get some safety stuff in the secret room here.
Can
possibly.
please turn off the burner?
There we... There. Here's a cool, weird story for you about when I got Link to the Past back in 1991. Yes, I'm that old. Oh, grabbing a fairy, very smart move. So I am Canadian, and we do have a province here that is called it's called Quebec, and in Quebec, there's a large majority of the population that does not speak English. They speak French. So when things are released here in Canada, they are often released in, well, nowadays it's just an easy language setting on a game. But back in the day, when trying to fit all of the language onto a little mini cart was a thing, you would only get one language on a cartridge. So there I am, having spent, 11-year-old Base Beast, saving up the money to get Link to the Past. And I bring the cartridge home, and I take it out of the box, and I read the words "Version complètement française."
And
I
what
had
does that mean?
The completely in French version. Version complètement française. So what that meant is I couldn't read a word of it. So I called Nintendo, their 1-800 number, and I said, I bought Link to the Past, but I can't understand it. And they said, really? Really? What does Zelda say? So I open it up and says, aidez-moi, which means help me. And the rep on the phone starts laughing. I was a Nintendo Power subscriber at the time, so they had my address on file. Nintendo said, we're really sorry. You keep that French version. We'll just send you a new one. And I still have that French copy to this day, but I also have my English copy that I have beaten more times than I can count. So there.
That at least has a positive end.
Oh, you know what, Nintendo, say what you will, they're a pretty cool company. So we've got Link to the Past having a little bit of difficulty on the Lenmo 2 fight, taking down two of them, just mistiming it, going for the fire rod strats because they're looking at their arrow count thinking, we've got Ganon to take down, and if we miss anything, I'm gonna guess that Link to the Past doesn't have a lot of experience working with spin strats here.
That sounds about right. Oh. But
And we're down to one heart.
I mean, does have a fairy.
You don't
But
need to... No! You don't equip the fairy! You let the fairy do their job!
Ken didn't know that.
Oh, Ken. Oh, that's a hard death because they're lower on health, they're lower on magic. They gotta do that gauntlet all over again.
Oh no.
Linked, I mean, my heart goes out to him for sure. This is I mean, at this point, at almost 2 hours and 14 and change minutes here, he's got to be getting tired. Like he's got to be getting frustrated. There's no question, and he's got to be getting tired to boot. Because playing a game for this long is just mentally and physically. But you know what? Ken's still going. And if Ken's going, looks like we're going.
Oh no. Ken, please be careful. Please be careful.
We're down to 9 arrows. Oh, Ken taking the death.
And I think that's it. We would normally see the game over screen by now. I think, yeah, and the timer stopped.
Yeah, no, it is formal. Link to the Past Ken has formally forfeited. Oh,
Right.
that's so unfortunate. He put in such an incredible effort. I mean, get those GGs in chat for Link to the Past Ken. Because they just kept going. So I don't know if Ken wants to come to the commentators booth. Perhaps Wolfman, you can check on that. I'm gonna read out a few of the finishers that we've had since the last one I checked was Sabatender. We have Blade come finishing in 18th with an SRL time of 1 hour 29:41. The Daddy Gamers finishing 19th at 1 hour 30:05. Just going through. Lady Boxley finishing in 20th at 1 hour 31:47. And Noob Scooter finishing 21st with a time of 1 hour 36:41. I did hear a sound. I do believe we do have a Link to the Past Ken in our commentator booth. I mean, GG's Ken. It was a really solid effort for till GT gotcha.
Ken, do you perhaps have to adjust your headset?
Well, we're just working on a technical thing on Ken, but again, if you can, please do get those GGs in chat for Ken, because Ken being on our restream, that's a huge thing, and being part of it. I'm hearing some sound.
I had it on touch to speak.
There we go. Hi, Ken. So, I mean, solid effort till Ganon's tower gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't know where the powder was or the cape.
Oh, that's what you were looking for. We were wondering what you were looking for. In go mode at around 1 hour 15.
Yeah, I realized that. I died in Maya because I didn't have anything. I had to go get potions because I died. And then in GT, I had a fairy in a bottle. I guess I let go of the fairy, so it didn't revive me.
So let's at least address the item situation first. So,
Hang on.
Are you ready
Right.
for me to continue, Ken?
Yep.
Okay, so no one had found the magic powder. The magic cape was on the pedestal today.
No way I was getting that.
No, can't blame you for that. And thankfully you did have the Staff of Burna for those for that invulnerability that you used a couple times.
Yeah, I found it very late though.
Now, were you planning on, or were you hoping to find the golden sword?
No, I already had temperature. I was fine with that, but I didn't have enough protection.
No
I
one
knew
picked up the red mail, so we can eliminate that.
And by the way, the fourth sword to have gotten Butter Sword, it was actually Deathmatch Man.
Yeah, I didn't even do the smiths. I didn't do anything until very late. I didn't even touch half of the dungeons.
Well, thankfully
I-
you didn't have to today because of the nature of the seed. It was actually a fairly linear seed compared to some of the ones we've seen.
I know, I was in go mode an hour and a half before I normally am. I was in go mode in an hour instead of 3 hours. So, I could have easily, if I finished it, I could have beat my time anyway because my time is 3:18, and I was only at 2 hours. But I said, you know what? I'm not going back down and get more potions.
No, that's a tough break for what was a very well run seed. We really do applaud you for being on our restream. I was saying I don't have the courage to do what you did tonight, being live on our channel. So, GG's to you for that. GG's for you for not, for really pushing. I mean, you went for 2 hours and 15 minutes here. So, I was actually saying you got to be getting pretty tired, mentally, physically. So, I mean, congratulations really on just pushing and pushing and learning and growing and doing what you're doing.
I didn't want to forfeit, but on the other hand, yeah, I had a long day already today, and then I wasn't planning on having this. It was pretty easy though. Both start. Was I the first to get bombs?
You were
You
among
were
the first.
the last one to get bombs, actually.
'Cause I thought because I got it from a guard, then luckily another guard gave me arrows so that I can.
Now, the only reason you were the last one to get bombs was just execution. But that will improve over time.
I
It's
mean, I
true.
had so many choices I could have done.
Well, no, you did make great choices. It's just we were saying while you were running, it's just a question of experience. And I mean, you just keep going and you keep doing what you're doing, and you're getting that experience. And we had a great comment from one of your co-runners, GFE, in our chat in Twitch chat, just saying, good job for you for recognizing sort of where you needed, like to use your word, the protection, the idea of, you know what, if I'm low on blue potions, I'm gonna go get blue potions. So I mean, you recognize what you needed, and I think that's a really smart play, recognizing what you need.
Well, I needed to go to GT to get money because I didn't have enough money to get them before I went to GT.
No, so that in that respect, it did work out. But I mean, GG's to you for participating in our restream. Definitely hope to see you, in more of our restreams in the future, and to watch that time drop more and more and more. So keep up the great work. Keep doing what you're doing, and we all look forward to watching you as you move up those standings for your PB.
All right, thank you. I'm tired. I'm probably going to bed. Have a good night. And that was fun.
Have a good night, Ken.
So with Ken finishing off our restream, I'm just gonna double check. I think Ken is the last of our runners that I can see on our IRC back here. So I guess that just leaves me to say thank you again to our trackers, Cataclysm and the meter, and everybody at SRL working in the background. As a reminder, please, your bits, your subs, your tweets, any, everything contributes to the community here at the Speed Gaming Network, and we really appreciate all the wonderful support. Wolfman 2000, it has been one heck of a crazy fun night working with you. Thank you again for an incredibly fun night. I leave the last word to you.
This randomizer, and really any randomizer, we're going to have experts, we're going to have beginners. Even if we may not understand stuff from the commentary booth, treat the new folks with respect. They're the ones that may inspire you to play, or maybe even you. In order for a game to succeed, the newer folks have to be able to have fun with this. And I think we've shown here that Ken has fun with this.
Absolutely agreed, Wolfman. Perfectly said.
However, I think I have to agree with Ken. We should wrap up. So for everyone here, for all of our runners, our trackers, Base Beast, my commentary partner, this is Wolfman 2000 saying, have a good night, watch out for Moldorm, or I guess in this case, Red Mimics or Red Goreyas or whatever they are supposed to be called. Enjoy!